Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy you're here. Today is day 12 in the 4 Bodies Challenge, and we are on the mental body today. So I put out a question on Instagram earlier to see what people wanted, what their biggest challenges were when it comes down to the mind and the mental body and mindset work. And the answers that I got were around dealing with unwanted thoughts and letting go of thoughts. So these two things align perfectly. So I've come up with a 3-step process for letting go of thoughts. The first step is to come to a place of non-resistance. So what that means is we don't want to try and push the thoughts away. We don't want to repress the thoughts. So if you notice that you're overthinking, and then you go immediately to some form of distraction, this is a way to repress and not deal with the thoughts. So this is one way that we are resisting. Another way would be any kind of labeling on yourself for having these thoughts. So if you're making yourself out to be wrong or bad or feeling guilty for having these thoughts, and this is a form of resistance, you need to come to a place of full acceptance for these thoughts. And you can use mindfulness to get into this place. So you can work on just sitting with the thoughts, breathing, observing them, and coming at this from a place of curiosity rather than judgment. So anytime you are labeling yourself or you're labeling the thoughts, you are in a place of judgment and a place of resistance. And if you're in a place of resistance, you're not going to be able to move through the energy behind the thoughts or let go. So this is part 1, coming to a place of non-resistance. Part 2 is to remember that thoughts are just like anything else, they are energy. So if you need to release them, you need to just come to a practice that will allow you to release them. If they're just in your head, then they're going to keep going round and round and round, and they're probably going to stay there. Eventually, you might be able to observe them for long enough that they kind of run out of energy and eventually go. But that's only if you can really sit in that place of non-judgment and with space between the thoughts. And that can be hard to do. So ways that you can do this: talking about it, sharing with somebody that you trust. I think this is really, really powerful, and it can immediately shift our energy, and it can just get the stuff out of here. And it's hard sometimes, especially if you are feeling guilty or, feeling like you shouldn't be having these thoughts. But there are always people that are there to hold space for you and to lend a non-judgmental ear. And if you don't have somebody like that in your life, then please do get in touch with me, because that is what I'm here for. That is what I do. The other way that you can do this is to journal. To just write it, get it out onto paper. This is so powerful, to just get what's going on in here out onto paper, because it's just moving the energy. So the energy is not stuck in your head anymore. And this also can help you to understand what's going on and then maybe shift some of the perspectives, which we're going to move on to in number 3 anyway. You could also use movement to shift this energy. This is so powerful. Just make a choice that I'm going to move this energy, I'm going to get rid of it. Like, you are actually way more powerful than you know. You're in control of this stuff. Make a choice and then choose your practice. So your practice could be writing, it could be speaking, it could even be just speaking it out loud to yourself if you've not got somebody there to hold the space for you. It could be dancing, it could be yoga, it could be walking, running, any form of exercise, going to the gym, lifting weights. Movement is a really, really powerful way to shift energy. So the most important thing here is that you've got the intention to let go and to release, because choice and intention are probably the 2 most powerful things here. And then moving on to number 3. And number 3 is to get curious about the emotion that is holding this thought in place, because every thought is connected to an emotion, and every emotion is connected to a thought. It's like a cycle. There's this loop. It's like a feedback loop: emotion, thought, emotion, thought. And if you don't deal with one or the other, if you don't become bigger than one or the other, then it's just a continuous thing that will keep happening and it's hard to get out of this loop. So you have to discover what the emotion is behind the thought, and you can sit with this and see how it makes you feel. Is it making you feel guilty? Is it making you feel lonely? Is it making you feel out of control, powerless? Is it making you feel scared or anxious or unsafe? Get out your journal, write this down, and then have a look, dig deep into the beliefs that are holding this emotion in place. So why is it that you feel this way? And write it out, write it all out. Don't stop until you've got it all out onto paper. All of the thoughts, all of the beliefs that are holding this emotion in place. And you might end up going back quite far, because there could be something that happened early on in life that has caused this, and you might have been carrying this emotion with you for most of your life. It's really common for us to have these background emotions that it's kind of like background noise that you get so used to. Like here in Bali, there's so many noises all the time, and it's just normal to me now. Like, it's like they're not there. But I was on a call with someone and they were like, "What is that noise?" And I was like, "What? It's just the bugs, the bugs in the trees. I don't know, some kind of bug in the tree, but it's so loud." But to me, it's just normal. It's like it's not there anymore. And this is how it is with our background emotions. Like, that we have carried them with us for so long that we don't even know they're there. So we're just living in this place of maybe anxiety or low self-worth or guilt. And this stuff is really damaging, right? This is the energy that we're carrying with us. This is basically what we're embodying. So when you have a thought that you want to let go of, it's actually a really, really good and powerful process to get curious about the emotions that are underlying this thought. So get that all out, and then move through the perspectives, the thoughts, the beliefs that are holding this emotion in place, and work on invalidating them, because they're only true if you focus on the evidence that says that they're true. If you choose to focus on the evidence that says that they are not true, then you'll be able to release them and move into new beliefs and new truths and let go of all this baggage. This is so powerful. It's not something that you can do in 5 minutes, but if you really want to get good at releasing thoughts and shifting emotions and being happier, then it's so worth it. There isn't a quick fix, but there are steps that you can take. There are practices that are logical. And if you want to become the master of your mind, if you want to really become powerful because you have this power within you, then I urge you to devote some time to these practices and to getting to know your mind. It's about delving in and just getting to know what's going on at the end of the day, and what layers are there and what's holding everything in place. And that can be scary sometimes. We don't want to go there. It's not necessarily something that we want to delve into, but otherwise it's there anyway, and it's controlling you. So personally, I would rather delve into it, feel a little bit uncomfortable and work through it, and then take back my power. So I'm going to put these 3 steps in the description. If you have any questions, then please reach out. If you enjoyed this video, if you found it helpful, then please do like and subscribe to my channel. Honestly, it means so much to me, because it shows me that you can relate to me and what I'm sharing is beneficial and helpful, and it inspires me to keep creating this feel-good content for you. So thank you so much, and I will see you tomorrow for day 13. Have a wonderful rest of your day.